All right, I just absolutely love hockey. And yeah, I am French Canadian, but I got to come here to get a master class. He is Schooley. Before we talk about hockey to high school athletes, you look at Lemieux, and obviously now, coming up in February, they're going to retire the great Jaromir Jagr's number 68, going to be hoisted at the banner, of course, up there with all those Stanley Cup champion banners at PPG Paints Arena. Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr. Before we talk about any of the latest players, of course, Crosby, Malcolm, and more, what did those guys really do for hockey, but also high school hockey here in Western Pennsylvania?
Well, they're the ones that really started the big boom of hockey between Mario Lemieux. There was a couple of gaps there, what they call the Lemieux era, and then the Crosby effect.
Right.
And Mario started things. You got the guys that played out of that era, the Ryan Malones, the guys that played in the NHL because of watching Mario Lemieux when Pittsburgh hockey started going. Now you got the next group of guys that are coming because of Crosby and the young guns, the Christian Humphreys of the world that are playing for the National Development Program, and guys that are just really getting back into hockey. There was that little era right there of when they had a couple down years that hockey kind of dwindled a little bit, and then when Crosby came, a boom again, and here we are. The boom hasn't stopped.
Okay, let's talk about masterclass, high school hockey players, junior hockey players, those that are coming up through elementary school, these travel teams, parents taking them to these rinks before the sun comes up. One of my dear friends, the old 2-9er Phil Bork, used to teach me all about the time he grew up in that rink in the backyard, Boston, and how he took little steps and became giant steps, and he ended up Stanley Cup champion playing in the NHL. So you may not be the fastest or the biggest or the strongest. How can you work on your game as a young man or woman to develop a skill to get you to a Division I school like Robert Morris, or maybe take that giant leap and make it to the NHL?
Well, I think the first thing that you have to do is you have to have a great compete level. And when I say compete level, hockey's a game. There's 5 players on the ice, 6 with the goalie. You have to win your one-on-one battles, so you have to compete. If we threw a puck here between me and you, if this was a real puck here, I'm going to come up with that. My compete level is going to be higher than yours, and I'm going to win that puck race. You have to be able to skate, so we got to get you on the ice if you need to get a little bit better, and you have to have a great hockey sense. You have to know where to be, you have to know where to get to, you have to be able to anticipate plays, and that's what makes the difference between just an average player and a great player is their compete level, their skating, and their hockey sense. Everybody's got great skill, great hands, all that kind of jazz, but you got to have a couple different intangibles that separate you from just being okay to making you great.
Listen, I was with John Grattan, who's the high school hockey coach at Plum, and we were talking about his team. He's got a number of freshmen, so they're getting younger and younger. What would your message be to the high school hockey player? And high school hockey in Western Pennsylvania has become a huge deal. What's your message to them, Coach Schooley?
My message is, never give up. Who is the best player as a freshman or 10, 11, 12-year-old isn't going to be the best player when they're 17 or 18. Just need to keep improving, sticking with it. The best players that my kids have grown up with when they were 9, 10, 11, some of them don't even play hockey anymore. But my kids still are playing. They play for the love of the game. But you can't give up too early because there are late bloomers in the sport. This is a sport of late bloomers. So make sure that you just continue playing, and like I said, the best players when you're younger aren't necessarily going to be the best players when they're older. Some mature a lot faster than the others.
Totally true. Listen, before I go, last thing we're going to talk about, we're going to discuss this university. And I talked to Andy Toole about this earlier, best business school, I believe, in the country. But for the student athlete, hockey's great, but to be able to excel in the classroom is everything. This university has something for everyone, does it not?
Yes, it does. There's over 30 different majors. You have the best of both worlds in Moon Township. You've got the small town feel of a small campus, but you've got the large city in Pittsburgh just down the road, 15 minutes away. So you've got a little bit of everything. If you want rolling hills, we got it. If you want a vibrant city, we've got it. You've got a little bit of everything, and the school sells itself. Great sports management department, great Rockwell School of Business, and people like it here. People like Pittsburgh, they like the area, and they're enjoying themselves here.
Thank you for everything through the years. I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Schooley, Robert Morris Hockey. Don't forget the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show each and every week after local news at 11 on KDK. And there is always more sports 24/7, 365 days a year at 937thefan.com. It's your Pratte Pack.